Hello folks and welcome to a Wise Game video. With the Burning Crusade pre-patch being released tomorrow from the date of today's video, which the actual date will be on May 18th, 2021, I'm going to be going over in today's video the changes and what to expect to do during the pre-patch. So let's get started. First, new talents and spells coming to the Burning Crusade Classic. So now our talent tree is going to offer new abilities, spells, and upgrades, giving us more dynamic abilities that we could adjust during the pre-patch. I am not going to break down and go into deep detail about each one of these changes. I'm just making you guys aware of what to expect during the pre-patch. And yes, you're going to be hearing the word pre-patch many times. Now for another major change. Now this happens in every expansion during World of Warcraft. If you played Vanilla Classic, you know how long the grind was and how difficult some of the mobs could be that you had to fight to level up your characters. Say no more, because during the pre-patch, they get a nerf of 30%. That's right, and that's between levels 20 and 58. So this is going to be a great time to catch up on any characters that you want to get up to level 58, if not 60. 60 will still remain the cap level during the pre-patch. Next is two new races that's going to be introduced during the pre-patch for the Burning Crusade, that being the Draenei for Alliance and the Blood Elves for Horde. So you will be able to make, as of tomorrow, a character, if you wish, of either Draenei or Blood Elves. And then along with the new improved talent system in the game, which will give you time to play with them, experience them, and get them ready for the Burning Crusade release. During Classic Vanilla, only Alliance was able to have Paladins, and then for the Horde, Shamans. This will now change during the pre-patch, where now both factions will get both of these great classes added. If you do plan on playing a Shaman as an Alliance player, the only option is Draenei during the Burning Crusade. And then for the Horde side, to play a Paladin is only done by being a Blood Elf. And then another major change when it comes to the Paladins in the game is Seal of Vengeance and Seal of Blood. Seal of Blood was only given to the Horde side, which was actually 15% stronger than Seal of Vengeance, which was obviously just Alliance. During the pre-patch and going into the Burning Crusade, this is now going to change. Both factions are going to be able to get both of these seals, making it now with the Paladins across the boards should be more evened out. With the Horde now getting Paladins, they're going to be able to have another option now when it comes to tanks in their guilds and their raids. Paladins later on in the Burning Crusade becomes like the top tank in the game. It's due to a spell that they have called Consecration. Consecration is an AoE taunt which actually holds awesome aggro. And then for Wrath of the Lich King, which is the expansion after the Burning Crusade, if you didn't have a Paladin tank in your raid, it was very difficult. Now next up is a new shop feature that you're going to be able to purchase if you wish to. And this is the level 58 boost during the pre-patch. This is something that they're adding to the game that caused a lot of controversy on the forums. And the boost is an automatic addition if you do buy the Burning Crusade, the Digital Collector's Edition. And then also as a standalone purchase. You can only purchase one 58 boost per account. Added in the original The Burning Crusade Pre-Patch 2.0.1 was a new tool introduced to World of Warcraft during the Burning Crusade Pre-Patch, which we will get during Classic, the Pre-Patch. And this is the Looking for Group tool, which puts the ease at your fingertips when it comes to looking for players looking to do the same thing as you are during that given time. So it's going to have dungeons, raids, quests, zones, and battlegrounds. But now keep in mind, when I did play the Burning Crusade years ago, nobody hardly ever used this tool. It was always empty. But this could change now in the Burning Crusade Classic and also during the pre-patch. The reason being is because people are used from the modern games of World of Warcraft now, like Shadowlands that we have today, of using tools like this. So if you play Shadowlands and you go to use the tool in Shadowlands, you're going to see it's loaded with a bunch of players looking for all kinds of different events. And then we have some other small additions, changes, and implements that's going to be happening during the pre-patch. Now the first one I'm going to be covering, I'm not 100% sure about if it's going to be available during the pre-patch, but it is going to be part of the Burning Crusade Classic, and that's called Meeting Stones, or what some call Summoning Stones. What these are large stones located at the entrance of each dungeon, raids, so on and so forth. This is a great way now of actually summoning your party one at a time. Whereas in the past Classic game, the Vanilla Classic game, these were only eye candy. They did not function. Now you may be wondering about a new addition that they also added in the original The Burning Crusade, and we're going to be seeing the same addition now in the Classic version. And this is guild banks, which any member in the guild has access to. They could either deposit items or they could take items as they need them, depending on how the guild master sets it up. Unfortunately, this will not be part of the pre-patch. Guild banks were actually added in later patches during the Burning Crusade. It was normally around patch time of Zul Amun for the original game. Now, my favorite part. Let's go over some changes we're going to see for the PvP. Along with the PvP system changes for the pre-patch, we're going to see a new stat added called Resilience. Resilience is a great PvP stat and was the first PvP stat ever introduced to World of Warcraft. It's a damage reduction. So any PvP gear that you actually get through arenas and battlegrounds when TBC actually releases, the pieces of gear will now have this stat. And then there is also gems that has resilience on them. And then there's also an enchant. So again, this is going to dampen any incoming damage from critical hits and spells. The more resilience that you gain, the longer you're going to be able to survive. And I remember back in the day, once you had a good amount of resilience, it really made a huge difference. In Classic Vanilla, and also Shadowlands, which is the modern game, it's pretty much, if you come across a player that's really skilled and geared, it's pretty much bang bang and you're dead. It's literally that quick. That's not true in the Burning Crusade. We survive a lot longer. You have time to react, and you have time to enjoy the game. Now, another change that's going to happen as of tomorrow too, once they come out with the pre-patch, is when it comes to the honor system for PvP. Classic WoW Vanilla was kind of a bitch. When it came to trying to get your ranks up, you had to get your rank up, and the highest one being rank 14. If you got up to rank 14, you were able to achieve and actually purchase the top PvP weapons and gear in the game. Now, there was also no separation in Vanilla of PvP and PvE gear, because there was no PvP stat introduced yet until the Burning Crusade. To get to rank 14, which back in the original days, I think only like about 3% on each server actually was able to get it, because it takes about 60 hours a week of non-stop grinding battlegrounds. Well, during the pre-patch, this is all going to change. They're going to make it now where you could actually go into battlegrounds, get the honor and all that, but they're doing away with the rank system. So basically, you could go in for the next 2 weeks and try to harness as many honor points as you possibly can. Also, along with marks of honor. Marks of honor are tied to each individual battleground. So, Ultric Valley has their own, Arathi Basin has their own marks of honor, along with WSG, which is Warsong Gulch. Now, marks of honor was also tied to reputation gains, things along that nature, but that's also going to be removed. So with them making it easier now to actually get the gear during the pre-patch by just doing battlegrounds, you'll be able to get that awesome gear now that you once needed the rank 14 for, and it's going to help you considerably when you actually go into the Outlands at level 60. Or I should say level 58. Now, I'm not 100% sure about what I'm ready to say next, but I think you need to be level 60 to also purchase these gears. Because I know during the Classic Vanilla game, you had to be level 60. So this is a great way to actually catch up with some of your gearing for the start of the Burning Crusade once that portal opens up. Then last but not least, when it comes to a huge change when it comes to the PvP system in the Burning Crusade, is the introductory of the arenas. And this is mainly what I'm playing the Burning Crusade for, because I love arenas. Arenas are the best way to get the top PvP gear and weapons in the game. They are composed of 3 size teams. We have 2s, we have 3s, and we have 5s. Again, keep in mind, this will not be something you'll be able to access during the pre-patch. And then they also changed it too now where for 2s, you could actually hold 4 members. And then if you make a 3s team, you can now hold 6 members. And then 10 members for a 5s team. And these are only accessible once we're in the Burning Crusade and you achieve level 70, which is the cap level. Now, last on our list for today's video is the opening of the Dark Portal event. This is supposed to be going on sometime during the pre-patch. We're just not sure when. And also, any changes that Blizzard has planned is unknown at this time. For new players to the game that's not sure what this all means, what the Dark Portal is, that's the access way or the entrance to get into the new area called the Outlands, which is the TBC areas. Please keep a note, those areas will not be accessible during the pre-patch. And that's about it for today's video, folks. That's about everything I could think of at this time. I am going to post in the description panel down below of this video the link to the page that I use for this information. And I want to thank ESTNN for giving us this information. And as always, I really appreciate you stopping by and checking out Wise Gamer. Feel free to sub up for more awesome videos coming your way, and it also helps promote the channel. Please leave a comment down below, especially if there's something that I forgot, or something that you actually have more information about for the pre-patch. And until the next time, you guys have yourself a great day. We'll catch you tomorrow in the Burning Crusade pre-patch.